In a remote era tucked away in the memory of time, planet Earth pulsed with a rhythm completely different from what we know today, where humans had no existence or trace. Dense forests stretched like shoreless green seas, and oceans were pristine mirrors reflecting sunlight onto a virgin world that had not yet been polluted. Life flourished in every corner of land and water, where power and massive size dominated the laws of survival in an era called the Cretaceous period. In that ancient world, giant creatures roamed the earth, looking as if they were carved from mountain rocks to become the undisputed masters of the scene. Under a sun that knew no cold, herds of triceratops walked with heavy steps, benefiting from the abundance of plants that covered the earth like an endless carpet. And in the vast sky, winged pterosaurs soared with their massive bodies, cutting through layers of air with giant leathery wings resembling living sails. As for the depths of the oceans, marine monsters imposed their control over the dark waters with their sharp teeth and powerful fins that knew no mercy. And at the top of this massive food pyramid sat the absolute king of the land, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, combining terrifying physical strength with lethal instinct. This monster possessed a jaw capable of crushing bones and eyes that tracked movement with precision, representing the pinnacle of evolution in a world ruled by the strongest. That ecosystem seemed so perfect and established that it was difficult to imagine its demise, as every creature had its specific role in the circle of life.
Herbivorous dinosaurs fed on giant furs and conifers, while carnivores searched for their prey at dawn in a non-stopping cycle.
But in the midst of this apparent balance, the sky hid a secret that would change the face of history forever without anyone realizing it.
Far away in the darkness of deep space, and in a place reached by no eyes, a rocky body had begun its destined journey toward Earth. This rock resulted from a violent collision between ancient asteroids, setting off on a long and silent path through the sprawling solar system.
That journey lasted millions of years, during which this space body crossed the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, slowly approaching its final destination.
Meanwhile, Earth was rotating around the sun in tranquility, and life on it proceeded at its usual pace, without the slightest sense of the oncoming danger.
The mountains and oceans were but silent witnesses to a golden age of life, while fate was drawing the finish lines on the distant horizon. Earth back then was a geologically active planet, where volcanoes erupted and lava shaped the features of continents that were still drifting apart.
Every Earth tremor or volcanic explosion was a part of the planet's life, but it was nothing compared to what was coming from the sky.
On the vast plains, groups of armored ankylosaurs moved, boasting their bony shields that protected them from the strongest predators of that time. And in the fertile valleys, hadrosaur dinosaurs lived a complex social life, their voices filling the air like natural hymns announcing their existence.
Among the trees, flowering plants began to appear for the first time, forming a biological revolution that attracted insects and helped spread colors in nature.
Primitive birds were trying their flight between branches, and microraptors glided gracefully in search of food in a scene full of movement and vitality.
And in the shadows, small mammals hid cautiously, waiting for their chance in a world that was not yet prepared for their dominance or public appearance.
This world was full of noise and life, but it stood unknowingly on the edge of a deep abyss that would swallow everything.
The asteroid finally arrived in Earth's vicinity, and the planet's gravity began pulling it forcefully, accelerating it towards our atmosphere at an imaginary speed. As soon as it entered the atmosphere, the cold rock turned into a ball of blazing fire due to the immense fraction with air molecules. This body tore through the sky at a speed exceeding 70,000 kilometers per hour, leaving behind a tail of bright light that blinded the eyes. Its size was approximately 10 kilometers, but its kinetic energy surpassed any nuclear weapon the human mind could conceive.
The asteroid headed directly toward the Yucatan Peninsula in the region we know today as Mexico, keeping a date with catastrophe.
In those final moments, birds stopped singing, and a terrible silence prevailed before the sky turned into a glowing white surface. The asteroid slammed into Earth with a force that shook the entire planet, releasing energy equivalent to 100 million megatons of explosives. In a fraction of a second, water and rocks evaporated at the moment of impact, and a giant crater was formed 20 kilometers deep and 180 kilometers wide. A shockwave blasted out, wiping out everything in its path for vast distances, turning forests into ash and living creatures into memories. Molten rocks rose into the upper layers of the atmosphere, then returned to fall as a rain of fire over vast areas of the globe. The deafening roar of countless rocks tearing through the air and the deep booming impacts as they strike the ground shake the viewer.
The entire atmosphere ignited, and the air temperature became aperture enough to set trees ablaze without being touched by tongues of flame.
In the oceans, mega tsunamis formed, some reaching a kilometer in height, sweeping across coastlines and drowning the land with water.
Water mixed with fire in an apocalyptic scene, as there was no safe place left to flee, whether on mountain peaks or in the depths of caves. Hours after the impact, the sky began raining ash and hot volcanic glass, covering what remained of life's features on the surface.
It did not end there. The Earth entered a long period of total darkness due to the dense dust. Clouds of ash and smoke blocked sunlight for months, perhaps years, leading to a sharp drop in temperatures.
Photosynthesis stopped in plants, so forests died, and the vegetation cover that sustained the herbivorous giants vanished.
With the death of herbivores, carnivorous dinosaurs found themselves without food, beginning to perish as well from hunger and cold.
The world became empty of the dinosaurs that ruled it for millions of years, and nothing remained of them but bones that would become fossils we discover today.
But in the midst of this total destruction, there was a tiny spark of life that did not burn out despite the harshness of the conditions. Some small creatures survived, living in burrows and hideouts underground, far away from the intense heat and freezing cold.
These creatures possessed the ability to adapt and eat whatever roots and remains were available, enabling them to stay alive.
The surviving mammals emerged from their hiding places to find a world free from the giantsters that used to terrify them in the... These small creatures multiplied and diversified quickly to fill the ecological vacuum left behind by the extinction of the dinosaurs. Mammals evolved over the ages, and new species appeared, more intelligent and capable of handling nature's variables.
Life after the catastrophe was not as it was before. Rather, it became more complex and diverse, paving the way for the appearance of modern species.
The shapes of the continents changed, new types of forests grew, and Earth became a stage for a different story, whose heroes are us and the living things around us. This cosmic event wasn't just a tragic end, but a vital turning point that allowed large animals to evolve. This story reminds us that existence on this planet is not guaranteed forever, and that the natural balance can flip in a single moment.